in a beautiful village in African called Agala, in Kogi State. There was a beautiful young girl named Alice. She was tall, slim, and hardworking. Her father was a farmer, and her mother was a food seller in the village market. Life was never easy, but Alice's mother always told her, "My daughter, no matter what happens, be strong. Life can be hard, but if you keep going, one day the sun will shine for you." After there was strangling with life. Her mother fell sick and died. Alice's world broke into pieces. She was only 18. She cried for days, but her mother's words kept ringing in her heart, "Be strong." Her father could not support her education anymore. Life in the village became too heavy for her. Alice decided to leave the village one morning. With a traveling bag, a little food, and the blessing of her father, she took a bus to the city Abuja. When Alice reached the city, she realized life there was not as easy as she thought. The houses were big, the streets were full of cars, but no one cared about her. She slept in a small church compound for 2 nights until she met Mama Esther, a kind woman who worked as a cleaner in an office. Mama Esther helped Alice to get a job as a cleaner too. Every morning, Alice woke up early in the morning, washed toilets, swept offices, and cleaned tables. The work was hard, but at least she got paid. She earned and saved enough to feed herself and rent a single room in a crowded compound. But Alice had a dream. Her mother once taught her how to sew with needle and thread. In the city, whenever she passed by fashion shops, she stopped to look at the beautiful clothes displayed on mannequins. She told herself, "One day, I will learn fashion design. I will sew dresses that make people smile." After 1 year of cleaning, Alice saved a little money. Instead of buying expensive shoes or wigs like her friends, she put every naira aside. At the end of the year, she used her savings to register under a fashion designer. During the day, she cleaned offices. In the evening, she went to learn how to sew. Step by step, Alice improved. She started making skirts and blouses for her neighbors at a cheap price. People admired her courage. After some time, Alice felt it was time to stand on her own. She saved again and decided to rent a small shop. But in her hurry, she made a mistake. The only cheap shop she found was beside a cursed river on the edge of town. People whispered that strange things lived in that river. Some even said, "Don't build close to that water, or your business will fail." But Alice was desperate. She wanted her own place. She told herself, "All those stories are lies. I will make it here." She cleaned the shop, designed the wall, and placed her sewing machine inside. Then she opened her fashion shop, calling it Ada's Creations. But weeks passed, and no customers came. The road was quiet. Sometimes, she sat from morning till evening without anyone bringing cloth. She tried to advertise by telling people in the market, but still no one came. Alice grew worried. She was spending her little savings on rent and food, but her shop was empty. One hot afternoon, as Alice was locking her shop, she heard a strange voice coming from the river. It sounded like a woman singing. The voice was sweet, like a flute, but also deep and scary. Alice stopped. Fear gripped her heart, but something pulled her closer. She walked to the riverbank, and suddenly, from the water, a beautiful woman rose. Her skin shone like glass, and her hair flowed like the river itself. The woman smiled and said, "Alice, I know you. I have been watching you. You want customers, you want your shop to grow. I can help you." Alice trembled. "Who are you?" she asked. The woman laughed softly. "I am the queen of this river. If you make a deal with me, people will rush to your shop. You will never lack money." Alice's heart beat fast. She remembered her mother's warning about quick riches. But her shop was empty, and hunger was near. Out of desperation, she agreed. The river woman told her to bring a white cloth and pour honey into the river every week as a sacrifice. Alice did it. The business booms. From that very week, everything changed. People started coming to Alice's shop. At first, it was 2 or 3 customers. Then, it became 10. Soon, people were queuing outside, begging her to sew for them. She could not believe it. Her name spread around the city. Even women from big estates came with their expensive lace and ankara. "She sews faster." After 2 months, She moved into a better house and started, like estate, wearing gold earrings. Everyone praised her, saying, "This girl is blessed." But Alice knew deep inside that it was not ordinary. It was the river woman's power. One evening, as she returned from the river after dropping her offering, a little boy followed her. He ran to the neighborhood and shouted, "I saw Alice pouring honey inside the river. I saw her talking to someone in the water." At first, people laughed, but the boy repeated it again and again. Some neighbors began to wonder why Alice's shop suddenly became so successful. Rumors spread. One Sunday morning, the pastor in her area preached about evil covenants with spirits. He said, "Anything you get from darkness will not last. It will destroy you in the end." His words hit Alice's heart like fire. She could not sleep that night. She thought of her mother's advice. Be strong. Work hard. Don't look for shortcuts. Soon, some of her customers stopped coming. They said, "We heard strange things about that shop." Others warned their children not to go there. Alice's wealth began to shake. One night, Alice dreamed of her mother. In the dream, her mother stood by the river and cried. She said, "My daughter, you have entered a road of sorrow. Leave that covenant and run back to God." When Alice woke up, she was sweating. Tears rolled down her face. She decided she could not continue like this. The next morning, she went to the river, but this time not with honey. She knelt by the water and prayed. She begged God to forgive her. She told the river woman, "No more. I break this deal today." The water shook violently, and she felt as if someone wanted to drag her inside. But Alice shouted louder, calling the name of God. After some moments, the water became still. She ran away and never returned. From that day, her shop was not as crowded as before, but slowly, genuine customers returned. They came because of her real skill, not because of magic. Alice worked hard, trained her apprentices, and built a good name again. Alice's story teaches us that shortcuts are dangerous. Quick success that comes from evil will never last. Hard work may be slow, but it builds a solid foundation. She learned that true strength is not in making deals with spirits but in believing in herself, trusting God, and using her hands faithfully. Just as her mother told her, life can be hard, but if you keep going and refuse shortcuts, one day the sun will shine for you. Moral lesson: do not let desperation push you into dark covenants. Success that comes from patience, hard work, and faith will last longer than success from shortcuts. Please subscribe, like and comment to this story for continuation part 2.